I would use such fancy thumbnails for my future videos. If you skip my videos, you cannot understand or follow my future sessions. Even if the thumbnail does not look like it has something to do with C++ programming, please don't skip my videos. Otherwise, you may not understand my future sessions about the state-of-the-art C++ programming technology. Please don't skip. Hi everyone, my name is Thomas Kim. Today is July 10th, 2022. This is my 25th episode about C++ 17, 20, 23, CUDA, SYCL, OpenGL, OpenCL, TBB. In this episode, I will discuss TBB Chapter 17, more specifically, multifunction node, output port type. In this book, TBB, we will learn Chapter 17, Progress Beyond the Basics. If you do not have this PDF book, you can double-click this link. This zip file includes 2 PDF books for Intel TBB. The file size is huge. It is 176 megabytes. I will cancel it. I would highly recommend you to purchase a copy of TBB C++ Parallel Programming with Threading Building Blocks, this book. In my case, I purchased 2 times of this book because I love this book so much. If you want to follow my current and future sessions, you need to install C++ library extensions, this library. Please understand that I updated this library on July 7th. You can double-click this link to download the source code. By watching this video, how to install C++ library extensions on Windows, you can learn how to install C++ library extensions on your Windows machine. Please understand that I create my videos in tutorial fashion. If you want to follow my video sessions, you have to watch all the videos whose title starts with setup because we change our system environment variables and install required tools. So you basically have to create this or this or this or this. At least one of such command prompt you should have. You can create these command prompts by watching videos in this playlist. If you skip one video, for example, you cannot understand the future sessions, so please don't skip my videos. Without further ado, let's get started. Open up your Visual Studio Code. Open CPP 17, 20, 23 Parallel. From the Explorer, select empty space, click this button, 025, multi-function node. Click this button, multi.cpp, hit enter, Ctrl B. For your convenience, I would copy and paste these links. If you Ctrl click this link, you will see oneAPI specification. Click oneTBB, this button, oneTBB interfaces, prograph, this button. Scroll down, you can find multifunction node. In this episode, I will discuss multifunction node. This class is defined here. Please understand that we will be using C++ 20 standard. Ctrl-Shift-P, edit the configurations. You have to select this include path. Also, you need at least C++20 as C++ standard. Now close it. In this book, for TBB Chapter 17, Progress Beyond the Basic, I would recommend you to read this text. Before we learn about optimization for granularity, locality, and parallelism, we need to understand how to use TBB multifunction node. So, in this episode, I will discuss this fancy-looking diagram of the serial flow graph. Please remember this diagram. It forms loop. So, I will discuss this part. Include talk, play, fun, types, HPP, include CPG, STD, extensions, namespace, TPT, talk, play, fun, types, namespace, flow, TBB, flow, void test, multi-function, node, type, members. Int main, copy this function name, copy, paste it. We define a type using map for multifunction, nd for node, t, flow, multifunction node. The first comes input. Pay attention to input. The input type will be int. The second is output. We will define std, tuple, int as output type. Policy, we will select default queuing policy. So we defined multifunction node. This is input, this is output. Using input t from this member, it has member called input type. We need type name here. Using output ports. This is ports t from multifunction node t. It has member output ports type. Please understand, this is output ports type. Using output ports mf ndt output type. Sorry, this is output t. Now std cout input T, we display this input type. We expect int cpg get type name input T std and there copy paste output T. It is output T. Copy paste output post T. Output post T. Now open up any command prompt. I would use Intel oneAPI data parallel C++ compiler CD 025 multi-function node dp cpp std C++20 don't miss EHSC F no SYCL multi.cpp o d.exe. Hit enter. I will copy this command prompt for your reference. Now CLSD. I will put a blank space here like this. We rebuild CLSD. So input, this input type is int because this is input type. Output type is null type. So this is not much useful for the time being. It is very likely pointer type, I guess. Output post T multifunction output int. This is inside tuple. Please understand that this is tuple, then this tuple has a member multifunction output T. Now here float double, we build again CLSD. Now pay attention to output post. It is tuple and has three elements. One element multifunction output int. This int. Multifunction output float. This float. Multifunction output double. This double. We will be using output post all the time. This output post type all the time. So please remember output post type. Please understand that input type, output type, output post type, these are type members. In such case, I would recommend you to use type name keyword, even if this syntax is supported. In some C++ compiler may not support such syntax, so try to make your C++ code bulletproof. We build again. CLSD, because we may use any other C++ compiler. clang std C++20 multi.cpp. Don't miss LTBB 12 or c.exe. Hit enter. We need LTBB 12 in case of clang compiler. I will paste it here. Paste it here. This is for GNU, G++, and clang. Here, using GNU, G++ compiler 2. It should work. In the same manner, we use this icon CLEHSC SED colon C++20 multi.cpp fe m.exe. Hit enter. Microsoft compiler also works. Copy, paste it here for your reference. Now let's move on. Void test multi-function node serial. Copy this function name. Copy, paste it here. Disable it using mf ndt pro multi-function node. This is input int std tuple int semicolon using output post t type name mf ndt output post type. As I said, we have to remember this type member. Pro graph G auto fn serial. We create a lambda int n 10. We capture n. Then we use output post t. Here it should be L value reference. Output post. This is output post, not input type. Int I. This multifunction node takes an input of type int, so input I. This is input value. It has return type tuple int, but this type is not tuple int. This is output post type. Don't miss semicolon. This lambda is void. Its return type is void. Here, do some work. For example, std cout I equals I std and there. This I comes from input I. Now, if I less than n is defined to be 10, I will create a block auto L value reference port 1 std get 0. We provide output ports. This is some kind of tuple. std cout. We want to know the type of port 1 like this. Type of port 1 cpg get type category. We provide port 1 std and there. Then please watch carefully. Port 1 try put. This multifunction node takes one argument int. So from I we increment I plus 1. Now we defined this function. I will fold it up. Now here mf ndt, we create an instance of multifunction node like this. ND stands for node serial. The first argument is graph, so G. We define the graph here. The second is flow serial because we are creating multifunction node serial. We provided serial. Then follows this function body. We created an instance of a multifunction node. We make edge. Please watch very carefully. Flow make edge from serial multifunction node to serial. From this serial flow output port 0. It is recursive. So from this ND serial, its output port is output port type. From this type, we select 0th element or int. Because this ND serial takes int. It takes int as first argument. So from ND serial, we take this type. Then pass it to here. I understand this is very complex because this is recursive. Don't miss semicolon. Now, ND serial, try, put, 0. We have to wait for all. Now we execute this function. I will expand. We can use any compiler. We are using Intel compiler. Like this. CLSD. So the type of port 1 is this multifunction output int. I increments from 0 up to 10. Please note that we defined n as 10. I less than 10. Then it should display up to 9. But it displays up to 10. I will disable this part. We rebuild. CLSD. Watch it very carefully. We set n to 10. Like this. I is less than n, but in this part, I is 9. If I is 9, this part is executed. Then we add 1 to I. Then it becomes 10. Then this body is executed again. At this point, I is 10. So 10 is displayed. To make it correct, we have to do like this. This is the correct way if n is not included. We build again. CLSD. So now I runs from 0 up to 9. 10 is not included. We have to be extra careful at this part of the code. I understand this might look overwhelming for some people. But don't worry, I intentionally spoke very slowly such that you can have hands-on experience by watching my videos on your own. Once again, I spoke very slowly, intentionally, such that you can type in the source code while watching my video on your own machine, doing experiment by yourself. Otherwise, it might be very challenging to understand how all these things work. Just watching videos, you cannot learn anything from my videos. You have to do it by yourself.